Bookies are going to start taking bets on whether they'll actually win a game this season. I'm sure they will. They are getting better. They're moving in the right direction. It wasn't the case a couple of weeks ago with heavy defeats against Wigan and Harlequins. And maybe they were lying in wait for Castleford, because Castleford didn't do too well last week, and they were 10-0 down after 15 minutes in this game. And if not for Brent Sherwin stepping up and running the show for Castleford, then it could have been another defeat for Castleford, but it wasn't to be. I've said that, you know, Celtic, they are building for next year really, and maybe a lot of their players will be operating very well at Championship 1 level, but in Super League, you know, you have to compete for the full 80 minutes. They can play football as we see here, but, you know, a great try. But it's on its own. You have to compete in the small areas. It's not so much about playing football, it's about the tackling. It's about, you know, defending, the kick chase, just keeping hold of the ball. Those things that are more important, and if they focus on those, then they're going to get more chance of getting a victory.
No wins in 10 though, Martin, and I'm just wondering how that affects the players mentally as well, because presumably they might start thinking, they might go the whole season without getting a victory. I suppose they've got to be mentally tough as well to get that first win.
You have to, but then, you know, on the other side of the coin, there's pressure on the other teams, especially when they play at home down in the valleys with the tremendous sport they have. You know, Castleford still had to front up. You know, as I say, they were 10-0 down, and they still had to front up. And so this lad Sherwin involved in quite a lot of things that were good for Castleford. But you know, it will come. But I wouldn't want to be the coach who was coaching the side who you know, go down to them first.
Closest we've come to a win, said John Dixon. But Terry Matheson saying the big players came out with the big plays at the right time for Castleford, and no pushovers, I suppose.
No, so they had their own sort of you know, mental hurdle to get over. They got absolutely pummeled last week by St Helens, who were in fine form that day, and so yeah, it was definitely something that they needed to do, and you know, they got their confidence back. We have to think only in recent weeks St Helens went down to the Valleys and only scored 4 points there. So they are doing certain things right, John Dixon's men, but they just have to get it together and put it all in one performance, and I'm sure it will come before the end of the season.